D.
I'm Shar, and you are tuning in to Homeroom with Smooth. Class is now in session.
Oh man, what's up, everybody? This is Homeroom with Smooth, episode 179, talking about the changes to the dceu, or what I call disgusting crap entering. I don't know what the U stands for, but
Oh my God, Jesus! Discussing crap entering the universe. Like,
yes, that's what the DCE stands for.
yeah, we're gonna keep universe. We'll just keep universe. But I almost went left and was like entering you. Like, no, that's not. No, that's crazy. But anyway, yeah. Look. What brings us here today is disgusting. Okay, they hyped us up in Black Adam for no damn reason. Now, Henry Cavill is out. He's out. Because James Gunn has a bigger plan. If you don't suck your own, like, what is wrong with you, bro?
Whoa.
What's wrong with you? No. Here's the thing. Henry Cavill ain't had enough time as Superman. Everybody's like, yo, he's missed potential. He's literally wasted potential. And now you pretty much just handed him over to Marvel, and Marvel's like, we got a hero for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, he could go play like damn near like anybody, like not anybody, but there's a couple characters he could go play. He honestly could. And nobody would bat an eye. Nobody would bat an eye at all. There's mad characters. Henry Cavill, his height, his build, his chin, he can go play mad fucking. Hey, look, pause, no homo. Like, he can play mad people, okay? Like, I have to do that because I know how people be thinking. Like, like I didn't mention this man's chin. Like that's just a superhero thing. Like, go look at all the superheroes. Like, the chin is a thing. Like,
oh man,
it's a thing. But yeah, go ahead, man.
Well, the DCEU is just crap to begin with, but we're not going to go on that. Even though it is a crushing blow, it does suck. It does show the issue that the DCEU has had. And even though they try to make it a one cohesive thing, it's not. And it's not even about, it's all the different writers. They don't have one person at the helm. And that's just been the issue. They haven't had one person at the helm overseeing everything. So even though you have different movies with different styles and different visions, there's not one overarching vision. And they're pretty much admitting that this has been a failure, and they're essentially rebooting again. And that's what they're doing. I think they got a pretty good person for the job. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how James Gunn is, because he's for a series, I guess, because if you're going, we're basing this off of Guardians, and we're basing this off of Suicide Squad, the new one, and we're basing this off of Peacemaker. But the thing is, those three different franchises or that he's been in, one was under Kevin Feige's vision, but it was one cohesive story. It didn't really overarch into other things. And then same thing with Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, it was still his own little thing. And and it kind of reused Peacemaker reused characters of it reused characters from the Suicide Squad, but we don't know how it's all going into a vision. But it just shows, so it remains to be seen how his vision is going to plan out. But I mean, I guess right now it seems like they might have the right person for the job, and it's good for Warner Brothers though, because now they took away a good writer away from Disney and away from Marvel. So they weaken their competition.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna be hurting and feeling that. I really want to sit here and go, like, it to me, I just feel like he didn't get to be Superman. Like, he had one movie, Man of Steel 1. That's the only one that counts.
No, like, he had three.
No, what, Justice League and Justice League again?
No, a Batman v Superman.
That don't count, bro. Like,
none of his. because
that was a collab movie. I'm talking about
no,
like
it wasn't. It was a
being
Batman movie that had Superman in it, but it was that the DC universe is just horrible. And especially when it dealt with Superman, Superman did not get a fair shake, and it was not his fault. And I guess if we just go based off the Snyderverse, what a lot of people say, the Snyderverse is just crap, and I will stand by it, and I will say it, and I'll fight anybody, and anybody can give me all their smoke. And I know, thank you for the fans who show why we love these movies, and they wanted to see the original vision of it, and I'm glad that was released. But
yeah, that was actually pretty good.
no, the Snyderverse, it showed why it was condensed anyway. Like so now instead of having a piece of shit, they polished a piece of shit, so it was a polished turd. But the movie was still crap, and there was stuff in there that they made it because it was overran, and then people had creepy moments, and it still had the issue with like the Justice League still wasn't a team; it was still pretty much Superman and his amazing friends.
Yeah.
So I mean, it still like they didn't solve anything. So that movie was like they've had 2 movies that were, I mean, because like if I'm looking at the DCEU, I see Shazam and the original Wonder Woman. Everything else has been, and then you have the stuff that's okay, like Black Adam and Aquaman, which yes, I enjoyed, but there's nothing really to come home about. And then the last thing is pretty much everything else. Like the DCEU was not really the greatest. So I think they finally said it's like, hey, we're going to go ahead and fix everything. Oh, and I guess sorry, Suicide Squad's in there too. My bad. I keep on forgetting about that.
Wow.
But it just, I'm with you. It sucks that they announced Henry Cavill coming back, and they told him to announce it. He's like, I'm coming back as Superman, and then they're like, oh, just kidding. And that's the part that sucks, because then they hired someone else to kind of scrap the vision. But to his credit, James Gunn stood strong and said, hey, this is my vision, and you don't fit into my vision. So instead of making a movie that's going to be subpar around someone else's parts, he's just saying, hey, I can't use this.
Man, I still think honestly it's a missed opportunity there. Like I really do, and I don't. You know what? While I give myself a moment to gather myself, and you know what I'm saying, we have a moment of silence. I'm gonna turn it over to the wonderful Miss Farron Rochelle. You know.
Hey, if you're someone that craves vibes when it comes to music, like I do, you need to check out Rose Petals. Rose Petals is a 12-track R&B album by yours truly, Farron Rochelle, and it just dropped. It's available right now on all major digital outlets. I'm personally inviting you to come and vibe with me through music. Let me know what you think. Shout out to the home team, the Kosher Sound, and you already know we're supporting and watching Homeroom with Smooth. Let's go.
All right. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all go check out Rose Petals. I actually have played that album. What was it? 109 times.
Damn.
It's a good album. It's a good album. It's solid.
Damn.
It's real solid. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize that either till she popped up in my top 10 for my listen this year, and it just dropped. It just dropped like last month.
Dang.
Yeah, and it made it. I said, how did it make my wrap up? I said, am I crazy? But I was like, no, it's actually a pretty good album. It's actually good. But anywho, so changes to the DCU. We're here. I think James Gunn can do a great job. Do I have faith in James? Absolutely. You know, it just sucks that I think to the masses, he is losing some goodwill with people by doing this, because people fought hard for this. Like the fans caped hard, because every people liked him as Witcher, people liked him as Henry, Superman. You know what I'm saying? His movie was kind of, You know, it just depends on how you feel about it. But it was the first time we seen Superman fight people. I'll say that much, which was good. Which is good. I was like, why is Superman not fighting anybody? You know what I'm saying? Why is he just doing random acts of kindness? Like this is not Allstate. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, that's a problem with writing a Superman movie. Just in general, without using the same tried tropes over and over and over again, too, because and I think that's just Superman as a character, and unfortunately, we've kind of grown out of that, especially for the masses, because if a lot of Superman's villains now, they go so far into out of reality, I should say that and then these movie studios think that people they don't want to connect with it too, because especially after every Batman reboot, he gets more grounded and more realistic too, and they think that everybody they want to see a real portrayal, um a realistic portrayal of a superhero. But it's kind of like you can't really realistically portray Superman, because there's a lot of stuff that he does to this day that even when he saves people, it's like when he's catching people falling down, like if you put it all in realism, like it doesn't really work, because when he catches people before they hit the ground, it's kind of like, no, like instead of hitting the ground at freaking 200 miles per hour, they're hitting his hand at 200 miles per hour. It's like, unless like he has magic cushioning hands. So there's you have to dismiss you have to dismiss reality. So what do you call it? Suspend reality for yourself. And sometimes I feel like these executives they missed the point, because one of DC's best movies, especially that came out out of the DCEU, was Shazam. And the thing is, you could tell, because like the problem with Man of Steel, it was dark, it was muted. That doesn't go well with Superman. It works well with Batman, because Batman, he's at night, he is a vigilante, he does a bunch of stuff. So that theme that works with Batman. With Superman, that doesn't really work. So you can't have stuff out in the daylight and having everything all muted. And then if you look at Shazam, because Shazam is a character with pretty much all of Superman's powers.
Yeah.
And his movie actually did really well, and the critics loved it. But the first thing you could tell is that movie is not mute. So it's engaging right away too. And I think that's something that they need to do with Superman. And then that one has wizards and all this other stuff. You could do that with Superman and give him his other villains in his repertoire, besides, because pretty much all people know was Lex Luthor, Doomsday, and every once in a while Darkseid. And there's a lot of villains that people can't name a Superman, because that's all they push us, because instead because he's like, we have to go strength with strength, and that's just the issue with Superman. Use some of his other villains that have other weaknesses, and people that do these other plans.
Because what is it though? The smart one that sits in the chair, what, Murdoch?
Well, the Murdoch is a Marvel.
Oh, what in who?
I know Murdoch's Marvel with the big head and everything like that too.
Wait, doesn't Superman have a villain that kind of sits down like that? Like, or no, I'm bugging. If I'm bugging, I'm bugging. Again, I'm drinking wine, so I'm probably bugging.
No, but I think there's just a bunch of untapped potential with Superman, but someone that really needs to go in there. They need to kind of go introduce some of other Superman's villains. Brainiac's one too. Yeah,
Brainiac.
Yeah, and the thing, Brainiac is definitely underused.
Yeah,
and so there's a bunch of stuff that they could use. They need to bring up other Superman's villains, and bring them up there, so that people know what they're looking at, and bringing out some other credible threats besides, Superman fighting up against his humanity. I think. I think the DC, I'm reading up about it right now too, like the DCU, it's going through a soft reboot. So my thing is, how much are they gonna keep of what they have, and how much
Ezra Miller gotta go.
Well, I think Ezra Miller,
if you got rid of Henry Cavill, you gotta get rid of Ezra Miller. Is a menace.
Well,
that man ran around being the Reverse Flash for 2 to 3 years, and nobody did shit. In real life, he was the Reverse Flash.
I think he is going to go, and with everything they're doing with the Flash, and the good thing with the Flash, because now they could get rid of Barry Allen and they could go Wally West. They could go. I don't think they're gonna go Jake, or they might just do Barry Allen because they do have a good person, and they could just give him the money and give him what's his name, Bart. I forgot his name. But the one who plays Barry Allen on the CW. You could
Bro,
always use him.
that guy could make the Wonder
Grant something. Yeah, but I'm saying
he could easily. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
And the way they do everything with the Flash and his speed travel, they could literally do that. But if they're doing a soft reboot anyway, it doesn't really matter of how they do it. But because this one right here is pretty much all of 2023 is already set for the most part. So this new,
are they still dropping Aquaman?
Yeah, Aquaman's dropping late 2023. So Aquaman's dropping Christmas. Blue Beetle, which is
Aquaman doesn't come out till Christmas.
Yeah.
Damn.
So pretty much Shazam's coming out in March.
Let people forget about Amber Heard for real.
Yeah. So Shazam 2 is coming out in March. The Flash is coming out in June. Blue Beetles, which is no one really knows about. So he's coming out in August.
Okay, in August. Okay.
Yeah, and then Aquaman's coming out in December. So the James Gunn kickoff, he's gonna go with the new Superman movie. He's also gonna go the Black Adam sequel, and then the Flash sequel.
Hold on. This nigga is still gonna do the Black Adam sequel and not have Henry Cavill.
Dwayne Johnson co-signed on James Gunn.
And then James Gunn kicked his boy to the curb like that. He fought for. What the fuck is going?
Because he wants to. So it's gonna suck if Superman actually fights Black Adam in Black Adam sequel. I don't think they're gonna do it because I think at first, so unless they're gonna just do a brawl and have
Shazam
what's his name and Shazam. And unless they have Zach Levi fight Black Adam in that movie and Superman comes up, there's really, and I think Shazam has to fight Black Adam first before he fights Superman.
Yeah.
So and that's what I mean. I think for James Gunn's new vision, by the time he was going to use Superman again, and then use him again, or by the time I was going to get Superman at the current age appropriation of Henry Cavill, I think Henry Cavill might have been too old for the role for what it seems like, because it seems like his next Superman movie is going to be a young Superman. So from what I'm reading, it kind of looks like maybe closer to like Smallville-ish age or right after that, because it's like because they're going back, and I guess they're going to use
fuck the old heads at DC, man. They really made this a problem.
Well, because
all they had to do was just make Man of Steel 2, and we would have been straight. And then Henry Cavill could have rolled off.
It didn't do well enough because this is the issue with, like, the thing is, Man of Steel 2, Man of Steel 1 wasn't that great. Batman vs Superman wasn't that great. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going up into that just it wasn't great. And the thing was, it was for a Superman movie. Superman was a brooding teenager that locked himself in his fucking room.
When?
And Man of Steel. He didn't say much. He didn't do anything. In the beginning, he was going around freaking just walking the north, keeping to himself. So, like, when Superman's acting like Batman for the most part and personality-wise, that's an issue, because the thing is, it's like, besides him being like, oh no, for certain things, like, nothing could fuck with him. He's pretty depressed for someone that nothing could fuck with him.
Yeah. Yeah, he did have a character arc that was similar to Batman. I will give you that in that movie. However, when he was out there Supermaning it up, That shit was fucking awesome.
No, and that's the thing. And in that
the
movie,
beginning is what shot the movie in the foot. Like if it just kind of like got to where it was at.
Well, no, because
that would have been cool.
There was two things wrong with that movie. There wasn't enough action, so he wasn't Supermaning things up. And then number two was he broke Zod's neck.
Oh yeah. He wasn't supposed to have killed somebody for a really long time. Like that's supposed to be like a deep.
No, because that's why they have the fucking Phantom Zone. Superman does not kill people, because when Superman kills people, then he's like, oh, when does stuff stop? And that's Superman's thing, and that's the reason why Superman and Batman, even though they're the same stuff, it's Superman doesn't do that, because then it's like if he's willing to kill someone, when does it stop? And that's the reason why Batman doesn't kill either. And that's the whole point with the arc where Clark Kent's parents taught him to control his powers that way and give him that loving environment, so he didn't have to do it. So that kind of just took apart that whole thing anyway too. And I was like, oh my gosh, freaking, what the hell are you doing?
That's fair.
But it's like Man of Steel had a bunch of issues, and then the thing is too, it's like even like this whole DCEU and like that new Batman is not even like in it with Robert Pattinson. Like that's why. So I think showing that also kind of signaled that they're not really. It seemed like Warner Brothers did not care about the DCEU until The Rock was like, I want to bring it back. And the only reason Black Adam's in there is because he got Henry Cavill, and he wanted to bring back the Snyderverse. So it's like, I'm bringing back the Snyderverse. And then they said, yeah, fuck it, the Snyderverse is dead. But this James Gunn doing this shows the Snyderverse is dead.
Yeah, that's true.
And the Snyderverse wasn't that good anyway, because I'm looking at Man of Steel, blah, Batman vs Superman, blah. First Suicide Squad was I said I enjoyed it.
It was cool.
Yeah, no, so I enjoyed it, but there was stuff with it too wrong with it. Wonder Woman, really good.
Yeah, Wonder Woman 1 was good. Wonder Woman 2, that should have never happened.
No, but I'm going off
that was atrocious in concept. Oh, my boyfriend is back.
No, there's a bunch of stuff. I could rip apart Wonder Woman on a bunch of different things too, even without that.
But I'm just saying, as the first Wonder Woman, like kind of, it wasn't the first Wonder Woman, but there's not been a Wonder Woman movie for a long time. It was okay for what it was. Like it was watchable.
Well, Wonder Woman 2?
No, 1.
Oh, no, the 1 was a great movie.
Okay. We were both talking about 2. Okay, my fault.
Yeah, no. I'm saying Wonder Woman 1 was a great movie. Wonder Woman 2
was.
2 was, and I have issues with 2, so I'll go into that. But Justice League wasn't that great. Either cut. Aquaman, enjoyable. So I will say enjoyable, but not the best. Shazam, great. Birds of Prey, bleh. Wonder Woman 2, like I said, that's my whole thing. I think the problem with Wonder Woman 2, there are certain things, if they switch a couple things around, would make it a lot better and a lot more watchable. And then Suicide Squad, which was right there, it was a reboot. It was a soft reboot.
Yo, that second Suicide Squad was.
No, that's what I'm saying. So yeah. I was like, yo. No, I was saying, but
that wasn't even necessary, because the first one isn't bad. It isn't a bad movie. No, but it's like 7. It's like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, but
the other one was like a 9.
No, but I'm saying, but that shows you what James Gunn wants to do. James Gunn wants total control, and he wants his own people. So, and the one thing, because really the only reason, and I will put it this way too, they gave him full reign to kill anybody in Suicide Squad 2. They said, whoever you want, you could kill. Nobody was safe, including Margot Robbie. Damn. So if she is not safe, what makes you think Henry Cavill is safe?
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's what it comes with, and that's why when he wrote it too, like I said, he killed fucking John Cena, and it's like, wait a minute, John Cena's pretty great. Let me put him in my own TV show, so we'll keep him alive. That's what James Gunn wants, total control of everything too. And then Black Adam was enjoyable. So like I said, long story short, if people want to, don't cut off now, but if you want to, long story short, the Snyderverse is dead. People's last hope with the
Yeah.
Snyderverse was dead.
I'm
Wonder Woman
crying.
3 also was halted as well too.
The script was terrible. From
Well,
what
no,
I heard.
but there's a lot of stuff that's terrible, and they will redo it and everything too. Because
The
this is the
director said
thing.
she didn't want to.
Yeah, no, but director didn't want to do it, right? But they'll get a new writer, and that's because it's reviewing a new script is different from halting the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
So, because my thing is, you can put trash out there with Gal Gadot, and it will sell. Because she is a very fine woman, and she makes crap. Because I guess with Wonder Woman 1984, she was a saving grace of that movie. Because if you put, there's not many people on there that could do that and make that work. And
Yeah,
she did the best she could, and she made that movie watchable. Because Wonder Woman 84, I would give a 6.
Yeah.
I will give a 6.
You're more
'Cause, like I
generous
said-
than me. I had it at 5.
Well, no, I get no, but depending on because I would have it at 5, but because I have it below Aquaman, but I have it above Birds of Prey, Justice League, Batman vs Superman, and Man of Steel.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
And there's things in that movie, like the biggest issue, because that movie had 2 things.
Mhm.
They padded it out with a lot of extra stuff, and it sucks because if it gave to the story, it would have made sense, but then they contradicted itself. Because but this is my biggest thing. If you haven't watched 84, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this for you. It's movie
Spoiler
came out
warning.
in 2020.
Spoiler warning. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
The beginning of the movie, they have young Diana, and she's going through. She's doing the whole trials. Because they're doing like a competition, right? She
Mhm.
messes up, and then she finds a way to get ahead, right? Because she's cheating. And then what does her guardian do? Because I guess for anything, because I know it's not her mom, so we'll say like her aunt. Because we'll say this is her aunt, the one that's teaching her. She literally pulls her from the race and be like, you can't cheat, right? And that's not the way to do it. So it shows her that she has this upbringing and that she has all these powers, and even though she's as a 5-year-old, she's as powerful as these other pretty much demigods, these Amazon warriors at 5, which makes so kind of like what I was telling you about Superman, where she has the structure, the rule set, the respect, and everything for her to learn. So that's why that controls her powers as she's Wonder Woman.
Mhm.
Cheetah gets these powers, right? So because remember, because she has a monkey paw, she wishes she's like Diana, and then so then she gets Wonder Woman's powers. So then she's kind of abusing them. And so the best thing on there that says is that, hey, the reason why Cheetah's going so far off the edge is because she didn't have Diana's upbringing. But then later in the movie, they're like, no, that's not why she has it. She has this because she's blah, 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 for whatever reason they freaking gave her. So then they neglected that first part of the movie. So then why have that 10-minute opening if it doesn't give anything to the fucking story? But then the thing is, if you have stuff to the story to make this movie pad the movie's runtime, and then it doesn't make sense, then there's no point of it. Because then at least I can't go back and be like, oh, this is why Cheetah was that way, because she didn't have Diana's upbringing, and that's why she was going there and she didn't have any freaking compassion for humans, and she thought about herself and getting ahead and doing everything the wrong way. No, that wasn't the reason of why she was acting that way. So not only did you take away from Diana's character and her upbringing, you gave me this montage in the beginning that freaking sucked. Like not sucked. That served no purpose, just other than to show some awesome cinematography.
I hate when movies do that.
And that's like there's issues like that within Wonder Woman that kind of that just kept on going. And and that's just the issue. And then you have these other stuff like with the bosses and everything too. And then because there's more than one bad person in there too, because like using the Dreamstone. But the main thing that sucks about Wonder Woman, because of how it did, is that with this soft reboot, Linda Carter is not going to probably show up in the future Wonder Woman with it, because they showed her at the end of Wonder Woman as kind of as, and it's kind of it was a double thing. She was like, I'm the original Amazon that was that was ostracized too. And it's cool because if you know the facts, it's Wonder Woman. She's the original Wonder Woman. So yeah, the original Amazon that was out there in the cinema sense and in the Wonder Woman lore too. And now we're not going to have that too. So then it left that as well too. But I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find the reason of why Barbara was getting all upset and everything, of why she was abusing like her powers and stuff like that.
Man, yeah, man. So how I feel like hope, like I have again, I do want to re-emphasize, like I do have hope and faith in James Gunn. Like hopefully there's a true method to his madness and it turns out to be fucking phenomenal. Okay. And it becomes one of those things where I look back and I go, man, why did I question his genius? You know what I'm saying? I'm just hoping that it doesn't turn out to be a Kanye West situation where the genius, quote unquote, is freaking wilding and we end up with some bull and we end up having to explain that to freaking everybody. Like, yo, like I thought you said DC was finna be popping. I thought so too. Shit. But what are your like your last thoughts?
My last thoughts are, I hope it's good. I hope it's good for the DC universe. Unfortunately, I do think this stuff, it's two things are going to happen. People are going to be overly harsh with these new DC movies because of the soft reboot with James Gunn, or I think that with people are going to hold it in a higher regard because it's being done by James Gunn. I know his style is not for everyone. I want to see how his style translates above multiple movies. The movies that he has right now, too, what he's having. If he does, I'm not sure what he's doing with Superman, but it's yeah, so I'm not sure what he's doing with Superman, but the other movies on his docket, they seem to be in that darker, that kind of fits his style. So I do know like his other ones are gonna be good. But I'm not sure. We're gonna see how it goes between or over multiple properties. I do want to see that. I hope with one cohesive vision, when heroes cross over, it's just better overall. So I do have faith in that. I do think that it might get a little bit more turbulent before it gets better, and I definitely want to see, depending on how he wraps up these other series, because we have, we have Flash, because we have these 3 movies that are coming out, or 4, because we got we got Shazam, we got Flash, we got Aquaman and Blue Beetle. I want to see, since Wonder Woman 3 is on pause, what's that going to do with Aquaman? And is it going to be dependent on how well it does? Or are we capping it off? Same thing with the Flash and Shazam too. So that's going to be really, really interesting. And I can see if those perform well enough, that's going to cause some conflict between everything else.
Yeah, man. But all right, y'all, man. Oh yeah, you see, real quick, you seen that they're gonna do the Black Green Lantern?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm like, give me my guy, Yeah. Green Lantern the Green Lantern Corps needs redemption after that Green Lantern movie. Shout out to Ryan Reynolds.
No, and the thing is too, I don't think it was that bad. I think people just pissed on it more because that's the thing. Like, even besides Justice League, like their stuff besides and their absurdly long run times, the DC movies, I don't think they're horrible. Like, I don't think they're horrible. I think people just shit on them because they're not Marvel. Oh, she lost her fucking humanity. That's what it was. Because of the Wishing Stone, Cheetah, she was losing her humanity, and that's what made her do that. And she was losing it from the freaking stone because of the other wishes too. So it's like, okay, and it's like, so if they just took out that thing and said she's abusing her powers, and that's what that was making her become a cheetah, because I remember she wished to be like the apex, and that's what started turning her into a cheetah, and then she lost her humanity, and that's what made her the way she was, which was stupid. And I'm like, really?
Yo.
See, I'm having Wonder Woman PTSD now.
The coldest thing in the animated universe was Batman manipulating Cheetah into kissing him and freeing him, and she didn't even realize it.
Well, no, that's a thing. See, if they get the DC animated universe besides the last one is
Which
really
one?
good.
What's the last one?
The one where they go to Darkseid's planet and just freaking get demolished.
I love that one. The one where they got slaughtered. That was like crazy. I was like,
no, like it wasn't bad. Okay, think, in what world does Superman make the plan?
All right, damn, you got me.
Batman.
Batman calls all the shots. He's the leader and has no power. He's the guy that makes everybody sit in a jet that can fly. There's like 7 people that can fly.
No,
and
but
he got them all sitting in a jet with him.
No, but
with seatbelts on.
No,
Superman don't need no damn seatbelt.
No, it's like you think of that, and then there's a lot of stuff in that movie that just kind of just doesn't make freaking sense. And the thing is, like, too, when Batman's making this plan, he would not let, because you see in all the other versions of when Batman meets Cyborg, he literally puts a virus on him the first time he meets him. Because that's what Batman does. He has a contingency plan for everybody. So do you think, in what version, especially knowing what Cyborg comes from, would he be in the planning room with to go against Darkseid's planet Apocalypse, with Apocalypse tech in the planning room?
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what that movie was based off of. It was Superman's making a plan, and Darkseid's spying on him.
Yeah, and was ready the entire time.
Yeah. So, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, no, like, freaking, and I guess they're saying it was Batman's plan for the contingency plan to send out freaking, I forgot his name from Justice League Dark, Constantine. And that was Batman's, like, contingency plan. But no, Batman would have been like, yeah, that's my contingency plan, but we're not going in there like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you damn well know Batman's not letting Darkseid capture him to manipulate him. Batman would have killed himself. Because that's how he's able to do everything. Because then Batman wants to charge of all his freaking stuff, but Batman's still a G because he still fucked up Darkseid's eye. I don't know why Batman does the most damage to Darkseid, like, in every movie. I don't. Yeah. But Justice League War was good. Like, there's a bunch of stuff like Justice League Doom. What is it? I think Batman versus Batman and Superman.
War of the Superman was kind of fire too.
No, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these, because Superman Doomsday. There's a lot of this stuff in this DC animated universe that is better. And sometimes I just put that into your actual one, and your stuff would be good.
One. Y'all have the special effects now. Y'all have the budget.
If they use those plots, that's all they need to do. If they use those plots, like, that's what they need, and that's all they need.
How the Justice League formed in that movie where they were initially fighting Darkseid and Green Lantern, like, ran up to him and freaking got smacked.
Yeah, that was
the parademons start just jumping on him and beating him up. Like, it's a freaking meme.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Justice League War.
Oh, that was War?
Yeah, that was Justice League War. That was that, because I know that kicked it off. And that was better than Justice League.
Yeah.
So because I know that because they did a Flashpoint and everything, and then like, I know they kind of reset it again and everything too. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Oh, and then you had you had blood, like, Wonder Woman Bloodlines in there. There's a bunch of stuff in that's just a lot better than their actual animated universe, than their actual extended universe. And they should just do that. And then even the old ones where you see the ones where, like, the one where Batman has a contingency plan for every member of the Justice League. You have the one where
pissed off. And they get pissed off.
Yeah, you have that one. You have the one where Supergirl comes into the planet, Batman doesn't really trust her, even though he's cool with Superman too. And then they go to get her back, and that's the thing. So and Batman's going up against Barda, one of Apocalypse's Furies, gets her because Batman doesn't not afraid of anybody, and then he goes toe to toe with Apocalypse and threatens to blow up Apocalypse straight to Darkseid.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because he told him he knew the code or whatever it was. Like,
and he's like, "You're bluffing," and then Apocalypse is like, "You dare?" And he's like, "Does it look like I've written like that too?" And Darkseid even gives him his respect. He's all like, "Yeah, like, all right." Dark's like, the Kryptonians wouldn't have done this, but you, he's like, "You're the man."
Yeah. He You know, that's what I've noticed. I noticed like in every iteration of Darkseid, he always has respect for Batman. Like, it's not like, because he has no respect for like for Superman at all, like none. But he actually has respect for Batman, which is bizarre.
Because Batman's willing to do things. And that's a part that extended to the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. You kind of saw that because he's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get Batman and reprogram him so he works for me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
man, but all right, man. Well, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We are up out of here. Thanks for watching.